He had worked for his brother at one point years ago before an unsuccessful attempt to launch his own tech startup. But as the man amassed an almost billion-dollar fortune and became a best-selling author, Andy lived in his shadow, and until recently the brothers hadn't had much of a relationship. Andy was sleeping inside the house while Brett stayed up to check on the man. They had communicated by writing messages on Post-it notes and sticking them outside the shed door. Responding to the man's demands, Brett had brought him laughing gas, marijuana, a lighter, pizza, a blanket, and candles. Lots of candles. It had been no easy task. The man had been lying on the concrete, surrounded by naked flames. At one point, another assistant had found the blanket covering him starting to burn from contact with the candle and told the man to extinguish it. The assistant had opened the shed door a short time later to see him lighting a Ziploc bag on fire. "You're going to smoke yourself out," the assistant had said. "That's poison." The man had incoherently mumbled back. At one point, the assistant had found a propane space heater and dragged it into the shed, placing it inside the door. Now, with everyone ready to leave, a more terrifying scene had begun to unfold. A carbon monoxide alarm was shrieking, smoke was billowing from the cracks in the doorframe, and the door was locked. Elizabeth dialed 911. "What's the location of your emergency?" An operator's voice crackled over the phone. 500 Pequot Avenue. Elizabeth responded calmly. "We need help as soon as possible. Someone's locked in a room with a fire." "There's a fire?" "Yes." "Where in the room are they?" the operator said. "Where in the building are they?" It's a house. "How many people are trapped?" "Just one." In the background, muffled shouts were becoming clearer. Elizabeth turned away from the phone and called out, Rachel, they really need help. Is there a code to the storage room?" referring to the lock on the door. A moment later, Elizabeth yelled to someone else in the house, 1014! "Elizabeth, has the person barricaded themselves?" the operator said. Yes, she replied. The cloud of smoke was inundating the shed, growing in size with every second that passed. Elizabeth could hear repeated thudding in the distance. Someone was trying to break open the door. "Why did they barricade themselves? Are they trying to harm themselves?" the operator said. Elizabeth was losing her composure. I don't know. "How old is the person?" "About 45 years old," she said, and added, "Please hurry up. This is urgent. This is really urgent. This is so bad." Fire sirens were already wailing through the streets of New London, piercing the silence over the hamlet, when another call came into the dispatch office. It was from another woman at the house. "There's a person barricaded," the woman said into the phone. "We can't get in." She told the operator she was a nurse who had been traveling with the trapped man, and she'd been responsible for administering an IV drip to him. She said they were supposed to leave for a flight in a few minutes. "We are not getting a response from him," she told the operator, her words rushing out. "Who is he?" the operator said. The woman paused. His name is Tony." More than a week would pass before the townspeople of New London, and then the world, would learn the identity of the man trapped within the shed outside a nondescript home in a Connecticut town. When firefighters charged into the cloud of smoke and flames engulfing the shed, they found him lying face up on a filthy blanket with his right arm across his chest, surrounded by singed pool equipment and camping chairs, unresponsive and without a pulse. The sight was an unrecognizable departure from the public image of Tony Hsieh. For years, Tony had been the face of Zappos, America's most popular online shoe seller, and had become the shining example of an unconventional business leader who cared more about helping others find happiness, especially his own employees, than profit margins or meeting quarterly earnings forecasts. He wasn't a household name like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, arguably his equals in intellect, business acumen, and willingness to take risks. But he was one of the most consequential tech leaders of our time. The son of Taiwanese immigrants, he had graduated from Harvard in the 1990s before selling his first company to Microsoft for $265 million at the age of 24.